One student asked, how do you create a CSS file in GitHub Pages? Well, let me just tell you what you can do. Let's suppose we have this file index.html and we want to apply some CSS to it. Right now, if we go to this GitHub Pages page, we go to cis255.github pages.io, and this is now GitHub Pages page. And let's suppose we want to make all the H1s red. So here we'll look at the view page source and you'll see that we have a H1 and that is right now just the default color. So I have some internal CSS, but let's suppose we want to make H1 red. We want to have an external CSS file. So let's go to GitHub Pages, the repo for GitHub Pages, not the actual site page. And we just go to create new file, which is a button. And we'll just call this index.css. I usually will call it, if I'm only going to apply the CSS to a particular file, I use that same file name that's for the HTML and just call it CSS. If it's going to be for the whole site, I might do something else. But I'll just call this index.css to let me know that this is going to be the index CSS file. And I'm just going to put H1, and then I'll say color, red, and there you go. That's my file. Content, I just go down to the bottom, commit the file, and now I have that CSS file in there. Now, in order for that CSS file to be used by the index.html, I've also got to go into this index.html, and I have to edit that file by clicking this button right here. And I need to put a link in here which links that particular CSS file. So now I'm going to, in here, I'm going to put a link, and it's going to be, the relationship is going to be style sheet, and the type is going to be text, and the source of the file is going to be index.css. So now this will give me the, this will now link that index.css file into this particular HTML file. So now I'm going to go here down to the bottom and I will commit the changes. And now I will warn you that when you go back to this thing, it won't immediately change because there's a little bit of a time delay, but it won't take that much longer. I'm going to pause the video so you can see, but if you go to view page source, you can see if your link was in there yet. So it's called propagation. It takes time for this to propagate, but eventually it will. Let me just try one more time. I'll pause the video and it will work. So I just resumed the video, and when you refresh it, you can see that now by view page source, it has this this link is now there. So hopefully that's clear, and if you have any other questions, definitely send them to me by Canvas.